Messing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
Welcome. This is Totally Blitzed podcast. I'm Paul Pick'em Wyndham Concha, the man with the big beard and even bigger bankroll. And as always, through sickness or health, I got my partner.
Hey man, rain, sleet, shine, COVID, cold, flu. I'm pulling up every week. It's a commitment, man. See, look, this is a shout out to any niggas with commitments, man. Just go keep them shits, man. Do that shit. But just know your kid is dying sick right now. But like, if my mouth works, that means I can still podcast. You feel me? Got all 10 fingers, I can still podcast. You know what I'm saying? But all I gotta say is this is a big deal because your boy is a crybaby when he gets sick. Like, I get sick, I'm dying. Like, I don't do shit. Like, I haven't smoked all day. I haven't done no work. I haven't texted nobody. I don't do shit. Like, I barely even watch TV. Like, I'm sick. Like, yo, that's on the schedule today, sick. But it's a commitment, man. We finna knock this shit out, and it's gonna be a great episode. So, but just know I have all respect for Michael Jordan for that flu game. Because, boy, let me find out I got a stomach virus the day before. Hey, y'all boys, y'all handle this. I'm gonna see y'all game 7. Y'all handle this. I'm gonna see y'all game 7. But let's get this shit, man.
And before anyone said, this has nothing to do with the Aaron Rodgers Sippy Cup.
Ah, man, that shit got my ass. Hey, look. That shit did not age well.
Yeah, no, that's the universe.
That shit did not age well. But nah, man, I'm gonna keep it about. I'm pretty sure I got like food poisoning or something. I ate some shit I shouldn't be eating. But I have been eating really bad. I'm a big nutritious person. I like my greens. I like to make sure I'm staying on point. But like I've been trying to gain a little bit of weight lately. So instead of just only eating my healthy shit, I've just been trying to eat consistently. So yeah, that shit's been killing me. But just know your boy's working on gaining some pounds, man. So like when I beat this sickness, man, I'm cutting up, man. This summer we cutting up. But man, fuck this. But all I know is it's been a lit ass week in the NFL.
Yes,
This the Totally Blitz Week 9 preview. What we got going on, man?
Well, before we jump into the games, I just had let's say this is like the halfway mark of the season, I would say. It always was week 8 because 16 games, but now we got this extra game. There ain't really a halfway point. So we're about halfway.
It's a 5.5.
Yeah, 5.5. We got a little bit more than halfway. So we got a little bit more knowledge. What, out of all these teams that have been playing this year, what team is the biggest shocker to you? Like, what team has really, like, made you really think, like, oh, shit, I was wrong about this team. They shocked me.
Definitely. I want to say a team, but if you don't say that team, I'm going to be upset. So I'm going to bring up another team. I want to say I wasn't shocked, but I expected the Titans to take a step back. I expected the Colts to really fight for that division. So I didn't expect, after playing the Colts twice, like, to think that the Titans would be 6-2. And now they don't have Derrick Henry, so it's going to be different. But like those Titans teams have played a lot of close games, and I expected them to be a playoff team. But once I seen how close these games were, and they weren't winning the way I expected, they weren't coming with an aerial attack, they weren't really making any moves. Yeah, I didn't see the Titans just doing what they're doing. But they're 6-2 right now. They don't have Derrick Henry, so that's gonna show up a little bit throughout the season. But now the Titans are balling. Like, they did their thing. They've been finding ways to win. Another team that I want to say, I picked the Packers to win the Super Bowl, but after the first week, I was like, damn, I guess this is what happens when you don't go to practice. Like, so I definitely, after the Packers are playing like I expected them to play, not last week when they beat the Cardinals and all that, I definitely didn't see that shit coming. Like, J.J. Watt told me these individuals were better than everybody, so I took his word for it, which they are. But definitely the Packers have surprised me after that week 1 defeat. But if you don't say the team that I'm thinking of, I'm going to be livid. And, like, I'm sick right now, so I can't make no moves. But, like, just know I'm going to be livid.
Well, I already know what team you want me to say, and I'm going to say it. But I also have another team that wasn't this team, so I'm going to say them as well. But one team I thought of, I'm not going to throw them in there, was the Cowboys. I was like, hey, they doing more. But, like, some people did expect this. Just not me as much. But the two teams that really shocked me, I have to say the Cardinals. I didn't think they'll go above 500, let alone come out swinging the way they have. Like, what are they, 7-1 now? Like, it's not a fluke when you're doing it over and over and over again. And it's against good competition. So I can't even hate on that. The defense is playing good. That was one area I thought was not really gonna do good. I thought JJ Watt was kind of washed. He kind of, even though he's out now, he kind of proved me wrong. But the other team I'm gonna have to say also is the Las Vegas Raiders. Through all the adversity that was going on off the field, or that's still currently going on as well, them boys found ways to win. And I really was not high on them at all coming into the season. Defense, especially, they have their cornerback duo hasn't allowed a touchdown while they're on the field or something. They have some crazy statistics going on with those two corners right now. And Newsome, Greg Newsome, I can't remember the other guy's name. But yeah, those are my two teams that really have to shock me. So yeah, I give it to the Cardinals, golf clap. Give it to the Raiders, golf clap.
Hey, shout out them boys. You got any team that's kind of like not really surprising, but teams that you want to highlight, like shout out them boys.
Oh, I didn't think I would ever say this, but I'm gonna have to shout out to New England, just because you were hitting on it last week when you were saying this might be their worst season ever. And when you were saying that to me, I was looking at the record. I'm like, they're still 3-4. Like some teams' worst season, Lions, like teams that have worst seasons ever, it's like one win, like type of games. But for him for this team to be in a division where a lot of people thought, including myself, that their time was done. It's the Bills and Dolphins time. Get out the way. Their name is still like they almost beat the Cowboys. They have these, like, they're not a bad team, and this team's only getting better as the season progresses, which I think makes them scarier down the line. What about you? Do you have any other team just want to shout out real quick?
You already know, man. I gotta shout out them Dirty Birds, man, because like coming into the season, man, anything could have happened, man. If they left the season 2 wins, I would have been like, yeah, I bet you we fought hard as fuck for those 2 wins, but nah. We've been staying close. We definitely been boofing as usual. Like, but at the end of the day, we're like 1 game away from the playoffs. Like, outside of the playoffs, motherfuckers, we're in the hunt. And it's early. We got to see what happens. And we've been taking advantage of the bad competition. But at the end of the day, we weren't that great a team coming in. So like competition, this bad competition is just competition us. So I definitely shout out them boys. If we didn't lose to the Redskins and Panthers, we could be saying that like, hey man, this is an outside looking in team. It's an inside looking out team. Like, as long as they just keep winning, they'll be Gucci. But like, shout out my Falcons, my Dirty Birds, man. I'm gonna root for y'all boys every week. I could be dying. I'm gonna still root for them boys. So shout out them boys. They've been every week. They've been coming through. Besides for that first week, they haven't really disgusted me.
So now that we've given out our little praises to these teams, we're gonna hit the opposite side. What team came into this year you thought higher of, and they've completely shit the bed? They're not doing what they want to do, and they don't look good.
I'm gonna go to the other side of that AFC South. Notice how there's an NFC South and there's an AFC South, the Southern AFC Conference like division. And I'm the Colts. Like, what the fuck? Like, y'all had that team, y'all had a squad, and y'all didn't need the quarterback to win, but it's like, the quarterback's low-key showing that he's the best. He's like has the highest winning mindset on everybody on the team. So it's like, I don't even know if that's a real word to use in football, but like Carson Wentz is looking like a winner. He's just not winning. So like definitely them boys. I'm mad that I didn't bring up the Bengals last point, so I'm gonna bring them boys up. I'm gonna just streak by them boys real quick. I should have brought the Bengals up last one, but I expected the Colts to be doing what the Bengals are doing right now, just busting ass, coming through, but whooping ass and taking names. Like, I expected the Colts to be that team. Like, and the only team they had to worry about was the Titans, because the Titans was going to get wins all around the schedule, and then come back to the division games and fuck them boys up, fuck somebody up. But like, nah, man, the way the Bengals are playing is how I expected the Colts to be playing. So shout out the Bengals, and damn, Indianapolis, what y'all got going on, man?
I'm not gonna lie, Colts were one of the teams I was thinking about bringing up, but I was also like, they have some, like, their losses are to some good teams. So, but the one that I have, Dolphins. As a Dolphin fan, I would be sitting here at 1-7. I would have told you no way. I would have. So I know we still have another half of the season, but 1-7. This defense, I mean, I can't even like see where we're really at. I can't tell if the defense is playing really hard, or some games are just not even great, like giving a fuck come fourth quarter. Like the half when we lost to the Bills at halftime to the missed snap where Gesicki like it hit his chest and it just fell on the floor and we're in the red zone right before halftime. No one on our sideline even gave. If you look at during that play when that happened, no one on our sideline throws their hands up. Even that, all of them look like they don't care about this game right now. And it's kind of like what's going on in the locker room. What the fuck is like? I'm just waiting till next season at this point because I don't think playoffs is even a shot. And I just hope we win more games so the Eagles don't have a top 10 pick.
Definitely. I also want to shout out the Vikings and the 49ers. I'm not going to go too deep on them boys, but it's just like those are two solid teams coming into the game. And I wasn't expecting them to – those were my Super Bowl picks or nothing, but I was expecting them to be like
Better.
A problem to a lot of people on the schedule. Like people see, damn, we got to play Minnesota. Damn, we got to play San Francisco this week. But no, I'm pretty sure both those teams got 4 losses. Like, it's tough. They play great teams too, but it's just like, damn, y'all are a great team. You got to beat great teams.
Yeah, no, I'm happy you brought up Minnesota because that was my second team that I thought of right off the bat was Minnesota because they had Kirk Cousins, they have Dalvin Cook. Their defense is leading the league in sacks, I believe, or at least up there in the top 5 name in the category. So, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, like to me, this team hasn't progressed in like 3 years. This is the same team that I'm looking at that was 2019 and 2018. Like I couldn't like it's all the same players, and you would suspect like you start taking steps and get better and all that, but they just seem the same. And if you can't change your game plan or change how you come into the games and actually play up to your potential, then like you're gonna be stuck at these like 8-8 or 9-7 teams for the next few years unless someone starts making something shake.
That's deadass. You gotta respect that shit because, like you said it best, when I was like the Vikings have played like 7 out of 8 games, and 7 out of 8 games are like 5 out of 6 games, that whatever it was at the time, and they've all gone down to the last play in the last second. It was like that makes sense. You're playing 50-50 down to the wire game. Makes sense why your boys is 3-3.
Yeah.
So it's just like. There you go. Like the Chargers losing a lot of these games last year, and they're winning a lot of those games this year. And that's showing the difference. So like you said, man, they just look like they aren't improving like that. Like they've literally shown the same team, the same scheme, and it's just like, what's the change going to be?
Yeah, and I guess to close out our segment before we jump into the picks for this week, is there any team on the outside looking in or on that wild card spot that you think's making that playoff push second half?
Atlanta. So we just don't play good teams. Like we just don't have a hard schedule. We have a very schedule that's made for our team. So like if we can make the playoffs this year, it'd be like how the Eagles were like begging to be on the playoffs last year. They're like, damn bro, what? How come y'all not playing on the Eagles? They're like, why y'all not playing your starting quarterback second half and shit like that? Blah blah blah. Then it's just like, well, or maybe not the Eagles, maybe it was the Giants, and it was like, well, if you want to make the playoffs, you should probably win more than like 6 games. So like, it's gonna be interesting to see the Falcons because like the Saints are they're winning games and stuff like that, but this division rivalry is something serious. They're 1-1 division right now, so we can get a dub on them boys. That'll show a little something. And I think we're 0-2 in the division at the moment because we lost to the Panthers and the Bucks. So I want to see if the Falcons can make a push, and if they don't, they don't. But like another team that I've been running with this whole time is Jay Herbo and the Chargers, man. Like them boys don't get it right. They've had 2 atrocious games off of bye week, so they're gonna figure that out and start running into what they need to figure out.
Yeah, no, I'm co-signing on the Jay Herbo. I think they're gonna get some things cleaned up, play a little bit better football this second half. They're right on the outside. I think they're 1 game behind the wild card. So like, it's still a long season. I think they're better than the other team. Another team, I already spoke on them earlier. I have to the Patriots. I think as the season continues, they're getting better at football. Mac Jones is getting allowed to throw deeper. Like it's getting comfortability with the scheme. He's already has like the highest completion percentage or second highest. Like he's getting complete passes, but now he's pushing the ball further. They can lean on Damian Harris more, who's their scheme on defense is working real well. Was it Gudon, the defensive end who's making an impact. Like this team might potentially. You said this could be their worst season, and they're still fighting for a wild card spot, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Respect it, man. You gotta respect it. Old man Bill. I've never been. Me and him ain't besties, but you gotta respect. Gotta respect grind game when you see it. Game recognized game.
100%. Hey, being a Dolphins fan, I hated Tom Brady and I hated Bill Belichick. But those two men I respected on the field as a football player. If I was,
I ain't besties with him.
Yeah, don't need to like them, but I'll take my cap off to them.
That's the beauty of sports. Like, you never have to meet anybody. You never have to, like, you don't even have to hear them have normal conversations. I've never had to hear Bill Belichick have a normal conversation. But, like, I've heard Tom Brady recently on the Manning podcast, where it was just like, that really made me realize, I was like, wow, I hate these guys. I know nothing about them. I love sports. I love it. Because there's that genuine modest, like, I don't want to see that individual win. Like, and you know me, I would be like, fuck that nigga. So, but like, you be looking at it, like, you got to respect them boys, but like, that's the beauty of sport. You can genuinely dislike something just because of how many times they killed your fan base.
Yeah, you like, fuck them. And that's the flip side of that beauty is there's 30 people you may never meet in your life all co-signing with you because they're a fan of the same team as you, saying fuck him as well.
Facts.
But yeah, so that kind of clears us up around the league with some big questions I had going into week 9 and stuff. Let's jump right into these matchups. I think we had 3 games added to the boring block. We have Jacksonville hosting the Buffalo Bills. The spread's like 14.5 points. Buffalo easily. Another game, Chicago and Pittsburgh, the Monday game. I don't think Justin Fields is ready for this Pittsburgh defense. TJ Watt and them boys are just going to maul them. Monday, all the bright lights on. And the third one was the Chargers going to Philly. I think we both agree that Philly, not a good team. Chargers getting their shit together.
Grimy Eagles, man. Grimy Eagles. Chargers, figure it out, man. Get this dub.
And I will say, this is my pick of the best pick of the week. The spread's only a point. I don't know who made that spread, but the Chargers are a way better team than the Eagles. I would throw everything on the Chargers. It's a pick 'em.
Everything.
Throwing everything on the Chargers. So
throw the house on the Chargers this week. I'm not gonna lie to y'all boys. Throw the house on the Chargers. You heard it from me.
So jumping into
I have 2 houses at the end of the week.
Oh yeah, you have 2 houses now. You be looking like owning a little bit of a Eagle. You own a little bit of the Philly. So we have the first game I want to hit on just because I want to get my shot out of the way. We have the Broncos going to play at the Cowboys. This I thought we could have maybe added to the boring block. I didn't know where your head was at on here. Personally, I'm gonna don't mess with Texas.
Texas. Hey, no, you know me. I'm big.
Texas gonna be shooting them up.
See, look, I'm a big America's team enthusiast because that's America. Like, that's my country. Like, I love the Cowboys. Like, I love all them boys. Like, it's amazing. But you know, I don't give a fuck about all that. Jerry Jones, my dog. I actually have something to tune for y'all boys after the show today. I gotta finish this motherfucker. Just know I had to sit down with old man Jones himself. Don't tell nobody. Don't ask no motherfucking questions on how it happened. But look, I'm gonna show y'all. Peep the Totally Blitz on Instagram. No, peep the Totally Blitz on Twitter and Project D on Instagram to see my conversation with Jerry Jones and how lit them boys been. But shout out to Cowboys, man. They've been winning. That's all that matters. When you 8-1 and your only losses against the Bucs in the first game ever, and you could have won that game if y'all boys had just kept the ball for an extra minute and some change.
And Dak's first game back in over a year.
Balling, and they was balling. Like,
yeah.
If they play that team again, like, you don't know if they lose again. So, like, I'm taking, Cowboys, American teams. Woo! Go Cowboys.
Easy, especially with Von Miller gone. I think the Broncos season is going to come to a devastating end. I think I was all wrong about them. The next game on the slate, this one I think is going to be pretty exciting. We have Vikings 3-4 going to Ravens, who are 5-2. I know you're rocking with Lamar.
Oh yeah, I can't even. Let me see if I got the energy to say that. Though. Lamar. Yeah, I got it. But what's it called? I'm taking the Ravens, but like it's gonna be a close ass game. We know this for a fact. It's gonna be a lit ass game. It's gonna be close. It should be like, how does it go? Justin Jefferson gonna eat, even though he ain't eat last game. Adam Thielen gonna score because he scored last game. Like,
Yep.
but the Ravens just came off a bye, didn't they?
Yep.
So yeah, them boys is fresh right now. They got to really put into that second part of the season and go overdrive. Like, if they can keep killing people like they did the first half of the season, Lamar figured out suck my. Know what I'm saying? Like y'all deserve that boy's gonna need some apologies at the end of the season. But I've definitely taken the Ravens. Lamar, John Harbaugh, and the Ravens. The Ravens running backs, they're gonna figure something out. I think they actually picked up somebody with a decent name recently. But yeah, I'm taking the Ravens on this one. But it's gonna be close. It's gonna be lit. As every Viking game has been this season.
Me personally, I'm going a little contraire on this pick. I'm picking the Vikings, and honestly, the only reason why I'm picking the Vikings is because the Vikings win games that they shouldn't win. It happens almost every year. Everyone was like, "What the fuck?" And I think this is one they win because they lose. They've been losing games they shouldn't have lost. And I think this is the game where everyone's having their money on the Ravens, and the Vikings win, and everyone's just like, "How the fuck? Like y'all can't beat this team, but y'all just beat the Ravens at home. What the fuck is going on?" And like every year they end up having those type of wins where they just beat a better team and they lose the games that they should win. And I think this is the one of the games.
We'll see how that shit goes. I would bet a shot on that, but the way my immune system is working, like I don't think that shit barely wants to drink orange juice.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe it was the 60%. Maybe it was that 60 proof, bro.
Yeah, I was that 16 kid. That shit, Parrot Bay should have get you every time. That should have get you every time. Coconut, white coconut.
And
who knew the
coconut? You crazy, man. This game, hey, this spread I think is way too close. If the Chargers and Eagles are my like super pick 'em, this is my other super pick 'em. The Bengals by hosting the Browns, and the Bengals are only favored by 2 points. Oh, give me that. I'm taking the Bengals all the way on this one. Joe Burrow, they were sleeping last game against the Jets. It was just the Jets. I think they were looking ahead towards the Browns. They weren't looking towards the Jets. They're looking more towards the Browns this week, and they're gonna be ready. This defense is gonna kill Baker with the shit going on the outside. Also, that's kind of leaking its way into the locker room with Odell. I think some people might be a little distracted. All that shit. Give me the Bengals here. They're on a mission.
Respect. You know, I'm taking Jamar Chase anytime he steps on a football field, especially when it's Joe Beasley throwing him the ball. But how do I explain this? I definitely had a good ass point. The Bengals versus the Browns. So what did Steve Smith say? Like Steve Smith said it best, man. Hey, yo, where my camera at? Right there. Hey, son, you're not that good, and that's the reason why Odell's leaving. So like, I don't got G14 classification, so I can't really say that like that. But Baker Mayfield, I think is a great quarterback for that team. So I'm looking at the Browns coaching staff like, yo, put him in a system to win. Like, you thought that he was like the best thing smoking when you drafted him. We found out he smokes swishers.
I'm smoking on the Baker pack right now.
Yeah, so like Odell's gone. Get Odell to a team that's gonna value him, Atlanta. But yeah, like I'm taking the Bengals definitely. But like I gotta see the Browns do something. Y'all got too great a team for you to sit there and be like, yeah, man, it's Baker's fault. Yeah. The reason why we're not doing it's Baker's fault. What? You got two top 18 running backs, top 10 running backs in my opinion, because like I don't see those are two of my favorite, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. But you got a great defense.
I think Hunt's still.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's gonna be D'Ernest Johnson as the number 2 still. But who's been playing pretty straight?
Like, I was gonna say who's not played, who's played what a normal. Well, I feel like a normal second running back would do. That's not named AJ Dillon, but like. That's that team. Like that team is not Baker is not that good, but like you can do little things to make him great. Like this, Arthur Smith had Ryan Tannehill looking like a
gazelle.
I don't want
It's
to
a freak.
gazelle. That's the best word for it. Like a
He was just
gazelle.
running
But
free.
I appreciate the new G word. Like Arthur Smith had Ryan Tannehill looking like a gazelle over here playing with the snap count to do whatever the fuck he wanted. Like, let's get right with Baker Mayfield. Y'all got the team for that. And I don't root for the Browns organization. Like, I'm not a team. I'm not a fan of that jersey, but I'm a fan of those players. And like, Baker, do something, man. Odell's gone, so now you got to figure something out. Y'all got to rally. Y'all got to rally this week.
Boy, Bengals. I mean, if they say fighting, like UFC is all about like fights. The matchups makes fights. Hey, sometimes in NFL matchups makes games, and like when the Patriots beat the Chargers, it's all rush. It's all running. The Browns, they have one of the best rushing. That's if they can run the ball, they win. But the Bengals having a top 5 rush defense this year. Defensive tackle DJ Reader is balling right now. I'm not trusting Baker to do that well. Like Nick Chubb had his worst rushing game this season, only 60 yards against the Steelers last week. And I just think something similar is going to happen where like they're going to be loading the box up. The run game ain't going to work early, forcing Baker to throw. Baker, look at me. You're not that good. You're not that
Not
good.
that good, son.
Yeah, you don't have the facilities for that, my guy.
You got to read why Lil K doesn't pick y'all every week.
And I think this defense, especially after letting the Jets put up 34 and to lose, they're coming in with extra energy this week. They got their ass chewed out. Oh, they got their asses chewed out going into that film room. Every play, what the fuck are you doing here? What are
you doing?
What the fuck? Yeah, so this is my other, like a week ago, the spread was like 5, but because the Bengals just lost to the Jets and the Browns just won last week, they've moved the spread a lot closer. I don't think they should have done that. I think, hey, the Bengals win by at least 7 here.
I respect it. Hey man, I'm delirious right now. I'm under the weather. I'm not at 100%. So I'm gonna look in the chair. I'm gonna say, hey Baker, you're not that good. And I'd love to be proven wrong come to recap. But like the Bengals got this stuff. But I would love to see the Browns just have a great game. Because like last week, the entire game I was just watching, I was like, this game just showed me that the Browns suck. And like I love the players. And when I say the Browns, I'm talking about the team and the organization. But like the Browns suck.
If the Baker Mayfield can prove to me this week, if he's the reason why they win this game, I'll take 2 shots.
Nice. And
that's how much I don't trust in Baker.
I'll take 2 shots of cough syrup with you.
This man. We got a revenge game on deck. The Patriots at Panthers. Stephon Gilmore's first game as Panthers sealed the deal. Second game, he's old Bill.
I'm so upset. I was the happiest person about Stephon Gilmore. Just for him that hurt me the most. Hey man, I'm taking the Patriots on this one, but like, I'm taking the Patriots on this one definitely. But the Panthers, we can see them make such a shake, but like that shit just still hurts me to this day. Like I was so happy when I found out the Panthers got up stuff because it was just show. Because I just like good business. I love good business. 6th round pick, Stephon Gilmore, for him to turn that 6th round pick into an interception to seal the game. Like I like good business, man. Why you had to do it against ATL? But I'm taking my dog Mac Attack on this one. That boy's been balling though. He's been proving that like he's only gonna learn the system and get better every week.
Yeah, Mr. Big Mac himself. I do expect Stephon Gilmore to get a pick on him just because it's a revenge game. He's gonna get something. But yeah, Patriots win. Damian Harris. I think the Bill is changing his idea of like a committee running back, and he's seeing that Damian Harris is a stud, and he's feeding him his 20 carries. He's seeing what's working, and it's working. So give me the Patriots easily. I think especially with Darnold being out with concussion protocol, and PJ Walker came in last year. PJ Walker stunk. The year before he stunk. Like he's gonna be throwing picks, making mistakes, and give me the Patriots.
Mac Attack. I like that. So before the game, Mac Attack. That boy comes win. I'll be like, hey man, I bet not be fucking with my dog Big Mac.
No, I'm not Big Mac. Big Mac
not
Patty
Big
on
Mac.
the field.
But if that boy lose,
Got your Dirty Birds 3-4 playing the Saints, who are 5-2 at the Superdome. No Jameis, and I believe Taysom Hill will be in.
See, look, I literally hadn't moved this entire podcast just so I could get up and do this and go get my shit, because like it's tradition. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I don't start with the Falcons gear on, we be winning. So I gotta go pick my shit up.
I just have a question for you make this trek.
It's a journey.
When he had his hand stepped on, is it all right? Like, is that all good, or is it like that's my only question before I pick this game, or is he gonna be good to go play the game?
I haven't heard no news on it ever since.
Same.
Ever since Bomb Trady tweeted at Bomb Trady at I hate Brady 28_3. I don't know that nigga though. But ever since he tweeted that, hey, let me get on the field and talk, I haven't heard shit about that shit even slightly. So like, I didn't even hear about it during the game after like come fourth quarter time. So like, I'm expecting his hand to be 100% normal, but I'd be lying to tell you if I looked into it or something like that. But like, that can't be the reason. That can't be your excuse for losing. Like this game means more than anything. Like there are certain games that are important. Like we can play the Bucks. I don't give a fuck about this game. We can play the Panthers. I don't give a fuck about it. This game right here is the most important game on our schedule twice a year, every time. But let me go get this shit, man. Let's see if I got the energy. What you thinking, Paul?
See, this game, like I was worried because I didn't know if Matt Ryan was going to come in and not be able to throw the ball correctly, especially without Calvin Ridley in. He's going to have like new number one on a wideout. So I really want to pick the Saints, but everything in my gut, my gut instinct, the same thing that told me to go from the Chargers to the Patriots. I'm going with the Falcons here. I think Kyle Pitts has a good game. I think this is going to be an ugly game, like games where there's going to be a couple picks thrown on both sides, some fumbles, some real old school divisional football, and I think y'all are gonna hold Alvin Kamara to his bare minimum, and Taysom Hill's gonna make some mistakes, and they like to go for it on fourth downs and shit with him, like him running, like all that shit ain't gonna work in this divisional game. Give me the Falcons.
Hey man, I'm pretty sure Trevor Siemian starting this game. So
is he starting?
Good. Yeah.
Okay. I also Trevor Siemian, former 49er quarterback. I've watched him prime time last year. He's good for one game. I'll give it. That's all I've ever seen from that guy. He was good for one game. The next game, he made me lose a lot of money because I was hyping him up. So, give me the Falcons. Definitely if he's playing.
All right, man. See, look, right. So there's something that they do in ATL called playing dice. They do it everywhere. They do it in hoods everywhere. But in ATL, you can make a lot of money doing that shit. So every week from now on, I'm gonna start spinning the dice. I only got one because I lost the other one. But I'm gonna start getting the dice, and I'm gonna let the dice tell me one thing the Falcons got to do to get the win this week. Let's see how that shit goes. Got to blow on it. And my breath is like crazy hot and infected right now. So like that shit might help. But
it's radioactive.
I got a 1. So one thing that the Falcons have to do this week, and just only do it one time, is you gotta feed the receivers outside of Kyle Pitts. So if you can score in the red zone with somebody like a Russell Gage or Zacchaeus or Cordell Patterson, like if you can score down the red zone, you can get Mike Davis going. You can just get in the red zone and score one time with one of those other individuals. We can make something shake, because I think this is going to be an explosive game. I think it's going to be a normal 32, 34 game. Like, this is how the Falcons say get down. Like, it usually comes to defensive stops. Like, Deion Jones had to get a pick one year on a Thursday night game, and that shit saved my life. Literally, I was on the edge. But I love these games. I love these games with a passion. If you're a Falcons fan or a Saints fan, you know that this shit matters. Like, it's no slant boy. No Jameis. Sean Payton is a chess player. This man knows fucking offense. He's an offensive guru. He can make any quarterback eat in his system. He's shown that. And he shows that he has the right personnel on defense to make something shake. So I'm taking the Dirty Birds definitely. But I like this game to go crazy. I like them boys to like start off slow, pick it up like the Dolphins. Start off slow, pick it up second, so be slow second and third quarters, pick it up there in the fourth, second half of the third, and make this shit a spectacle. But at the end of the day, we don't lose to the fucking Saints. Fuck. 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 You notice how I never say fuck New Orleans because that's a beautiful city. Notice how I never say fuck Alvin Kamara, but I will say fuck the Saints. Like anybody that has a problem with that, fuck you too. Like motherfucking, but it's only for this week. All Saints and Falcons fans are kind of cool since we hate the Bucks, as we hate the Bucks specifically.
You know, give me the Falcons here definitely. Also because the Braves just won the World Series. They got that winning.
And the fastest.
Yeah, they got that winning atmosphere going on right now. They're gonna take that high to the Superdome and get that dub.
Hey, I respect it, man. What's it called? The Braves beat the Falcons, and not the Falcons. The Braves won that shit, and they said they had the fastest parade ever. And I was seeing the videos on Twitter. I was like, damn, them niggas is going like 20 miles an hour. That's insane. Like, them boys waited 26 years. Them boys waited 20. Bitch, you better take it like the Tom Brady and the boats. Boy, you better just let the flow.
Can you imagine leaving your house early, fighting through Atlanta traffic, finding like paying? Because bro, I was out there, it was like $20 parking is the minimum, bro. I was like, you paying parking, get out, walk your ass to your spot, view, and that's it. That's it.
That shit is upsetting, and I'm pretty sure I only saw like one bus too. Like that shit was crazy, and like that's insane. Them boys been waiting 26 years for that shit, and that's kind of tough. So that means the Falcons got to come back and double back with another one. But that's interesting. You know what's funny about that, though? On a quick side note, I don't want to talk too much. I know nothing about baseball, but there are 3 teams I rock with. I used to rock with the Yankees heavy until I found out that was like the team everybody rocked with at the time. So I rock with the Dodgers all day. That's my team. I got gear on them boys. The Tigers were my first team. That was the first time I ever watched a whole baseball game. And Justin Verlander and them boys was lit. Miggy, Miguel Cabrera, like them boys was lit. And I was like, if I were to watch baseball, it would be these motherfuckers every week because they boys be doing this shit. That was before I even knew baseball had 182 games. So
long.
But my other team is the Braves. Like I was like, yeah, I'm rocking with like a boy Lil Baby said, yeah, I'm rocking with the Lions, but I'm rocking with the Braves. Like them boys is dang McCaffrey off the IR. Game time decision versus the Patriots after missing previous 5 games. Breaking news. But so that was interesting to see like the Braves beat the Dodgers and then the Braves go on to win the championship. So I was like, oh, so this is what baseball looks like. Like that was cool. And like, you know, I'm tapped in with the Atlanta fans. So like them boys, that shit was lit to see. Like even after the Dolphins game, they was saying like, all right, man, all we got to do is all them Braves got to do is take it home, man. We lit right now. So it was cool. It was very interesting to see that shit from another dynamic. But you know, Clayton Kershaw and the boys coming back next year.
Yeah. Thanks. Hey, I don't give a fuck about baseball unless it's about tomorrow.
I would love to start a baseball podcast, but I feel like baseball fans would take us as disrespectful because we would start off. It would probably be called "I don't give a fuck about baseball," but listen to me talk for an hour.
And I 100% would be on the same page as the Pat McAfee show when they say bring back the steroids so motherfuckers can just hit bombs again.
That shit's fucked up. You know what I've heard, that cheating is always going to be a part of baseball, they say. So like no matter what you do, there's always going to be something to go down. Baseball's a dirty place.
And
like,
they have unwritten rules, which like I don't want to get too much into it. We'll talk about that off the podcast. But they have these unwritten rules that are like, I guess if you don't follow them, everyone shuns you, and it's like, what the I don't know. It's stupid.
It's interesting. Hey.
So next game on the slate, we have the 5-2 Raiders at the Giants, 2-6. You rocking with the Raiders?
Got this, man. Them boys got to. I feel for Henry Ruggs because that's a shitty situation. Because like, fuck, kid, like, damn, you were speeding on probably a road that you speed down all the time and a car that you speed with all the time. You got a pistol on you, like you probably always have a pistol on you. So it was just like. And it's like, and the thing about it is, I know a lot of people that's gonna hear that and be like, wow, that's crazy. Like, bitch, I got a gun on me right now. Like, motherfucker, that's just normal. Like, that is normal life, like, out of there. So, like, what he was doing was reckless. It was definitely crazy, but, like, That's you. If you were to tell me, if somebody were to call me right now, like, "Hey, yo, man, I was just going 156 with a gun on me in the whip," I'd be like, "Damn, kids, you got to be careful, kid." But you know, I was going 126 with a gun on me in the whip. That's just life out there for real. Like, I don't know where he's from. I don't know anything about him, but I can tell you about the people I talk to, and like that's some stupid shit that we've had to learn to outgrow. And like that shit didn't happen overnight. Like that shit really took some time. You had to learn. You had to take some L's, and that's probably gonna be the biggest L that somebody could take in that situation. But it's like, fuck. So hopefully, like I pray that situation can get there. I'm praying for the family that lost a family member and two pets, because pets are people too. They have souls. So like it's interesting. It's interesting to see that situation. But when it comes to the Raiders as a franchise, they show that they can rally. When that shit happened with John Gruden, like no, I'm not. Just because y'all fucking up doesn't mean we got to start fucking up on the field. Like the entire time that shit was going on behind the scenes with investigations and stuff like that, which is kind of crazy to me because this is probably the biggest year of investigations and
Cracking down.
that I've seen in sports. Because I remember when they investigated Jay-Z back in the day. It was like, come on now, NFL investigations, like niggas is worried about the feds. Like nobody gives a fuck about no NFL investigation. But now I be seeing this happen to normal people, like motherfucking bro with the emails, and then Gruden. And then the shit that's going on in AZ right now in Phoenix and all that. There's been a lot of investigations this season. Summertime with the Raiders, like there's a lot of stuff not going right with the books, and nobody wants to say nothing. I think COVID could be a factor about that, because like there was a lot of leniency, and there was a lot of getting used to it and not knowing what was going to happen next. So like you probably could get away with doing little things under the book or under the table a little more than you used to, or maybe you did it more and got caught this time. But it's just like, there's a lot of investigations going on. But I like the Raiders to rally behind them. I couldn't even tell you who they're playing. Say that one more time. But I like the Raiders.
The Giants.
Oh my gosh. I thought they was playing the football team for some reason. Oh yeah, Raiders on.
I'm going contrarian here because I don't have many dogs on here. So I'm gonna go with this home dog of the Giants. Mainly because if Henry Ruggs isn't the best receiver, like all the receivers I think are equally like just as good.
They have a great receiving core, like nothing but people, young individuals that are playmakers.
I was trying to explain to somebody, I was like, it's not that they're losing their best receiver, but I was like, they're losing probably because according to the statistics, he's top 2 right now. He's number 2 at deep throws, and then when it comes to like the QB stats and everything, it's all like number 1 with throwing to him past 20 yards. And like he's averaging over 20 yards a catch on the season, so like he is the deep threat. He has over 7 catches, which is number 2 in the league for throws over 25 yards. And so it's not that they're losing their best receiver, but they're losing someone who brings that vertical threat and is really good at it. Like he's like they can put in someone else who's fast and good, but they're not doing what he was doing this year with that team. And I think that Derek Carr to Henry Ruggs deep connection was very crucial, not only for the catches, but the PIs they would get. Like the drive
definitely
out, and then they throw a 50-yard bomb PI. And it doesn't matter if they haven't been getting no offense going. Now they're in the red zone. Like shit like that will be missed. And the Giants no matter how you feel about the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes in that offense is still a legitimate offense. And they held him pretty good to probably one of his worst. I saw it earlier today. It was either his worst or his second worst performance on the year was last week. Their pass defense has stepping up with Bradbury and them boys actually playing good defense for once. I just think I as a home dog, I'm gonna give it to the Giants. I think this might be the straw that breaks the camel back for the Raiders with off-field issues. Like it's just been one thing after another with that team. It's like how much can you really take? So I'm just going to say, give me the Giants on this one. Not an easy win. It's going to be an ugly win. Again, this team, the Giants have to get 4 wins a year, and it's not always against shitty competition. So
definitely not against the Falcons. But I don't know. That was a good point, and that was actually a great point because they probably get a lot of PIs. And Henry Ruggs is that go-to receiver that you can go to. Like when they played who they beat in overtime? Was it the Ravens for the game?
Yeah.
And I want to say they threw it to him, and he's the one that put up the finger roll to win the game. Finger roll after he scored and shit like that, where he like threw off his helmet or something. Like he's a big deal. Like this Raiders receiver core is probably like my top 3, top 4. Like just because of how Derek Carr uses them. Because I look at when it comes to receiving cores like that as a genuine weapons that everybody's, like you said, Henry Ruggs is a deep threat, so he's more like
Yeah,
an
they
AK-47.
all play
He
their
can get
role
you from far away.
perfectly. Waller's gonna
And then
get
Hunter
10 targets. Ruggs will get the 6 or 5 targets. They're all deep, and then Renfro's in the trenches getting to work.
Yeah, and then Renfro's more like a pistol, more like a not a pistol, a Smith and Weston. What's the word for it? Like a 6-shot. Like a 6-shot, like a quick. I can't think of what the revolvers. I don't know why I can't think of that word right now. But revolver and then motherfucking Darren Waller is your trusty old Glock. Like you don't leave nowhere without your Glock 4 or 5. Like when it comes to Derek Carr, he has a couple ways to shoot you in the foot. Like he can kind of shoot you in the face a little bit too. If like Henry Ruggs is playing. So I just like this team to rally. Like I found that I like this team to be the team that can figure it out. That's the best way to explain it. They can figure it out when adversity comes their way. They can look at this team and say, you know what, we could blow this game because everything is going on. Or we could come through and show that, like, yo, we're still like a team of battle with, like, we're in the AFC West. Am I correct?
Yeah.
We're in the AFC West, and we're going to still continue to make a name for ourselves in this division. So, like, we're not going to battle just because of some adversity. We're going to keep going. We're going to go through it.
You know, especially with the way Max Crosby on the defensive side has been playing. I think that's the biggest issue, too, is, like, their defense is balling. And if the Giants can't score, I'm completely wrong. Next game, we have the Texans going to the Dolphins. Tyrod Taylor just got activated off the IR. He's suspected to set his return in Miami to this Sunday. I still don't think they get – I think this is a game that we have to win. Give me the Dolphins. Tua plays good football. And it's not that Tyrod's not good. Their defense is just that bad with the way that, like, they know they're not here to win. Like, it's kind of hard to get up every day and attack someone in front of you and you're not even, like, you're the GM giving up on everything. They're selling the players. Like, shit's a dumpster fire over there. Whereas the Dolphins, I feel like we're a better team that's had a shitty season, and this is a game that we're going to win.
Definitely. I respect that. I think it's going to be a good game. I was actually shocked to see 1-7 teams play each other. I didn't think that was, like, I just didn't think that was set up on the schedule. So, like, this is going to be a great game. This is you guys' game to win. But, like, this is also the Texans' chance to be like, hey, man, we got our guy back. Like, we got our homie back. We got our dude. Like, he's the one that got us his one wing against the Jaguars. And, like, we got our dude back. Like, let's rally. Let's show that we're not a horrible team, even though the owner's been selling us. The owner's been selling. But, like, let's figure this shit out and let's get this W. So I'm taking the Texans on this one, Tyrod Taylor and the boys. And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't win. But, like, it's more like if they did win, like, this is gonna be their only. This might be their chance to start maybe not winning in bunches, but catch a couple more dubs on the backside of the season. So maybe instead of ending fucking 1-16, let's end the season, motherfucker, with 3, 4, maybe 5 wins. Like, we got our guy back. Let's figure it out. Davis Mills wasn't playing horrible every week. Like, there were some weeks it looked like Davis Mills was, especially that week when they had the flea flicker. I'm gonna say I was against the Patriots maybe, but it was like, so let's figure something out and let's get the dub. And what's up with David Johnson though? Has he done anything this season?
So Mark Ingram was the number 1. He was getting like 15 carries, 16 carries a game. David Johnson was the number 2, and he was getting much work. But they also had Philip Lindsay, who was on the Broncos, and he was balling. So they had they had a little depth at the running back. So it was kind of hard to get David Johnson and Philip Lindsay because they're sharing 50% of the snaps now. So now they're only both getting on the field for 20%. And now that Mark Ingram's gone, it was only been one game, but they were getting blown out so bad that no one really got any touches at the running back position. So maybe this game, Miami's run defense is that bad. Maybe David Johnson or Philip Lindsay. We'll see. I think this game will show who is going to be the running back to go forward, and then who's going to be the change of pace back. Who's is going to be on third downs or receiving work. But a little nugget I saw earlier today was the Texans and the Dolphins have played less than 10 times all time. They've only
history.
Yeah,
wow.
They've only played 9 times. What do you think?
Historic franchises.
Well, what would you just give me a shot? what do you think the record and who's winning it?
See, that's crazy because these are both historic franchises. So to think that they've only paid 10 times, it's like there's been
9
decades,
times.
but they probably that means there's been decades, but they probably only played once or twice. So like, damn, like I'm taking the Dolphins on this one because them boys have stayed consistently relevant, consistently irrelevant throughout the last 50 years. So I'm probably taking. If I were to guess the record, I'd say. You said 9 times, not 10. So yeah, I'd say 6-3 Dolphins.
8-1 Texans.
Wow, really?
Yeah, that's a crazy nugget, yeah. And but it's gonna be 8-2 after this Sunday, or 9-1 according to Kev. So
Yeah.
I just want to throw that out before we jump on to this next game, because this game we might be talking for a little bit. We have the Cardinals at 49ers, divisional game. Kyler might not play.
Or D-Hop.
Yeah, like that ankle. I thought it was COVID for D-Hop and Kyler, but then I guess it was an ankle injury for Kyler. And A.J. Green's the one on the COVID list. And J.J. Watt is out. Whereas the 49ers, again, George Kittle back, Jimmy G is available, and Robbie Gould, the kicker, is back finally. And they just cut Joey Slay or whatever, the other kicker. So it's tail 2 teams right now.
R.I.P. J.J. Watt. Bro has like 10 broken bones right now. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, no, he was like the Terminator when they found it. They're like, it ain't, or my man, it ain't just this.
Like, yeah, bro. Like, you might be out for the season. Like, bro, I was just at practice yesterday. What you talking about?
I just came in for my arm. They're like, bro, no, your ribs and your foot and your knee.
That's like the definition of pain. No pain, no gain. Like, you're literally just playing every down with something wrong with you, and no fucks are given. So yeah, J.J. Watt. Maybe that's why he can scream on the sideline. Maybe he's just better than everybody, because he's tougher than a lot of. He's tougher than me. And like, I'm a tough ass motherfucker. You see me doing this podcast with the food. Motherfucking, but I think I'm taking the 49ers because they just dropped 33 points on the Bears, which aren't the Cardinals even slightly. But it's just like they're rolling right now. They can if they can score, I like them to beat the Cardinals. Who's their backup? Like Colt McCoy.
McCoy to bet.
So yeah, I'm taking the 49ers on this one. Let's see if this defense can turn out. Who's the 49ers running back?
Elijah Mitchell, who's actually the number 2 running back out of rookies this year. He was a 6th-round pick. Trey Sermon for the 49ers was like a 2nd-round pick, but 6th-rounder been balling. And he's only played 4 or 5 games because 3 of the games he was injured. 3 or 4 of them he was out. So for him to be already at like 700 yards, 600 and something yards, like last week it was like 120. The week before it was 90. The week like he looks like the guy.
I respect it. Yeah, I'm taking them boys. I have to put my trust in them running the game. And let's figure out they can take something, because like the Cardinals, they just took that L and now they kind of hurt. They kind of banged up a little bit. Let's give them a week to slow down and figure stuff out. But I'm taking the 49ers on this one because Jimmy G just put up those points. Defense still looking solid. Yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm taking the 49ers.
49ers. So let me see. So AJ Green definitely out. D-Hop, I can't tell if he's 50-50 or if he's more like out and they're just not saying out.
Because of the defensive schemes and shit.
Yeah, and then Kyler Murray's the same thing. Like, there's leaning towards he's out, but at the same time, you never know. These are like game time decisions. I'm 425 at the 49ers. Give me the Cardinals. We've entered the twilight zone. Kev's going against the Cardinals, and I'm picking them.
We really have entered the twilight zone. That's crazy. That's the first time this season.
Yeah, I'm giving – this is going to be – because the line moved so much. The Cardinals were favored. Now the 49ers are favored. And I think it's because a lot of the public people are betting on the 49ers now. And like you saw last week, the backups came in and was cooking. I think Colt McCoy –
Boy, they ass up.
Yeah, I think Colt McCoy being a veteran, and even D-Hop might – if D-Hop plays, Rondale Moore, Christian Kirk, who I think is the new Captain Kirk. Right, he's been balling right there. Like Chase Edmonds, James Conner. I still think this is just like the 49ers. I give them in the same bracket as the Vikings, and the Cardinals are in the same bracket as the Cowboys to me. So without their quarterback, give me the Cardinals. to me is like a similar story as that.
That's interesting.
Speaking of no quarterback, Packers at Chiefs. Jordan Love. I'm gonna say, give me the Packers. I'm on the back of the train.
I'm gonna save the COVID talk for the recap and stuff like that. But I'm taking the Chiefs on this one. I don't want to, but I'm taking the Chiefs all day. Go ahead a bit, but it'd be crazy if the Packers come through and handle business like Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers is a very respected man in the game. Like, not too many people. Aaron Rodgers is like, a lot of people just look at him as just a quarterback, but now Aaron Rodgers deep. Like, from Tuesday to Patrick McAfee, I've learned that Aaron Rodgers is an intellectual person. He looks at both sides. He's real deep, and he's always into studying more and learning more. And at the end of the day, he's chill. He's relaxed. So people love Aaron Rodgers. People respect Aaron Rodgers. Like, so with all this stuff going on right now, I could see this team being like, yo, we got to do it for our guy. Like, that's our guy right there. We got to do it for him. Shut everybody up. Like, fuck it. Let's keep going, man. This is a Chiefs team. Defense. Any quarterback can throw all over them boys. There's not a single quarterback. Maybe not Taylor Heineke. But every quarterback in the world can throw all over them boys. So, like, the defense that looks like it's improving because it played some bad teams recently. And I think it's the same old defense. And, like, Jordan Love might be able to figure stuff out. He just cannot be throwing a bunch of crazy ass shits. Yeah, I gotta chill with that. But quick passes, like they were playing last week against the Cardinals, I like it.
Yeah, give me the Packers, mainly because Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. I think they're gonna have a similar game plan as of last week, where they played the Cardinals. We're gonna run the ball down your throat. Chiefs defense has looked vulnerable against the run and pass, but if they get that set up, and Devontae Adams is getting wide open, like, who the fuck the Chiefs got to guard Devontae Adams? If he's getting these like a little slant routes and stuff, you could see these little short passes. I think Jordan Love I think they're gonna set up a winning game plan for Jordan Love, and I think he's good enough to execute it against this Chiefs defense.
I got the Chiefs, man. I'm taking the Chiefs in this one. I don't like it, but I like that to be all possibilities. But at the end of the day, niggas got Tyreek Hill, Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, a promising Derek Gore, and that Andy Reid offense. Like, go get some dubs, man, to see our chance to start winning in bunches. Start doing that shit if y'all want to be a fucking force to be scared of come playoff time.
Come playoff time, we have these two teams coming up next too. We have the Titans going to the Rams. No Derrick Henry. AP, I think, is expected to be already like in the game. Like I don't know how many touches, how many snaps. I don't know what their scheme is going to be with him, but he should be ready for this game. But does it matter?
Interesting, man.
Does it matter? Because I'm rocking Rams. Even if Derrick was in.
I'm rocking Rams all day, definitely. You're on the point. But it doesn't matter. That's the question. I seen a tweet. It was showed like AP in a Redskins uniform breaking. And it was like, this wasn't too long ago. And I was just thinking, like, AP on the Redskins, that might have been like 3 years ago. I can't remember. So like, it's been a minute since the dog really broke for some crazy stuff that we saw Derrick Henry doing all day. But at the end of the day, AP is the greatest I've ever seen do it. So, like, great. I just want to watch him figure something out. They got the O-line for it, and they're already built to run all over boys. So, like, if they can get, like, their 2 or 3 running back system going, get 100 total rushing yards, they can make something to shape. I'm taking the Rams all day. You got Matty Stafford and Sean McVay showing that every defense ain't shit, all of them, including the Titans. So I'm taking them boys. There's no way I couldn't take them boys. I like this to be like a 31-34 to 20 game. Like, I like the Titans to come through with a game plan. Vrabel, he doesn't quit even slightly. And this could either be like a 10, 11 point game, or this shit can go into overtime. Like, that's just how them boys play. So I'm taking the Rams on this one. Is this Sunday or Monday night?
This is Sunday night.
Ooh, yeah, this is going to be a good game to watch. So, yeah, hopefully I'm back to 100% by this game. I doubt it, but we'll see. But motherfucker, I'm taking the Rams on this one. You can't too much offense.
Yeah, with Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, and that defensive unit was already number 1 in sacks with 25, and they bring in Von Miller, who's I think is gonna play this week, and then Jalen Ramsey on the backside. No Derrick Henry. I mean, it's just like there's so much in the recipe that's telling you to go towards the Rams, and no shade towards Tannehill, but he knows Matthew Stafford, and AJ Brown. I think he can get his. If Julio plays, I think he might score even a touchdown. And those, like you said, 30, 35, 20, I think that seems about right. The Rams on offense are just hitting on all cylinders enough to cut a veteran wide receiver that 7 other teams are already talking to, Deshaun Jackson. Like, they doesn't have space for him. That's how much this offense is already, like, the steamrolling.
Deadass.
I think, who else was it? So we already hit Monday night. If you missed it, Monday night was the Steelers and Bears. They were part of the boring block of games that are just going to stink. And we both chose Steelers. The other 2 games on the block, if you missed it, was Jacksonville and Buffalo. We chose Buffalo. And Chargers and Philly, in which we both chose Chargers.
I think like a crazy stat would be like, I feel like the Bears probably have the most highlighted moments at home. Like, I never see the Bears play on the road like that. Like, they play a Monday night game or a Sunday night game, they're usually home. Like, even if you see them on Sports Center or something, they make a play, it's usually at home. So, like, are the Bears at home this week?
No, they're going to Philly. And this is their first primetime game, which I think makes a bigger deal for especially rookie quarterbacks. All the lights on them, more cameras, more media. And Philly. It's going to be loud.
And Pittsburgh?
Oh, yeah, my bad. And Pittsburgh, yeah.
And Pennsylvania.
A lot better than in Philly.
Because Pittsburgh is loud, so yeah, you got to take Steelers on this one.
The black and yellow towel is spinning.
Terrible towel. I've always fucked with them. I remember when we first got to college and we would go to Ale House to watch the game. Remember the Steelers fans are always outside?
Yeah, but they're in every state. They're deep.
Yeah, they're deep and they love each other. Like, they find out you're a Steelers fan. Oh, come out to blah blah blah. We need support. Yeah, like, them Steelers fans are some real. I want to go to the Steelers game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Steelers got to play the Falcons immediately.
Real quick, that hits off on all the games of the week. But what is your game of the week?
My game of the week. I don't know. Like, if you seen the battle I went through last night, bro, you would think like, yo, my boy Kev already got the wins. Like, there's nothing he can't lose. I had to go through some battles this last night. Cause boy. But my game of the week is the Falcons Saints. Like, we look forward to those games every season. I have genuine Saints fans, is like genuine brothers, homies, like people I bring to my mom's house. And like that week, it's fuck you, bitch ass nigga. I'll fucking slap the shit out you and your fucking quarterback. Like, that's all we say to each other. Not this season though, because we made a truce. We made a truce to go against the Bucs at all times. But it's big deal. Like, this is a big deal. Like, as long as I've been a Falcons fan, I can remember my first game as a Falcons fan. Like, I used to always like the Falcons because I played with them on Madden with Michael Vick. My first game as a Falcons fan, I saw the Falcons beat the Saints. Like, after Drew Brees and them boys won the championship, and I was just looking like, yo, they beat the Saints. Damn, like. Damn, I thought the Saints would have, because I was just jumped back into football. Like, I haven't been football since like LT was the GOAT. So like, I'm just like 2011, 2013. I'm looking like, damn, they beat the Saints. These guys is the truth. Like, Monday night, one drive left, and ever since then I'm in a Falcons, like diehard Falcons fan. I was a Falcons fan before, but like I wasn't diehard. Ever since I saw them do that, I was like diehard. So these games is legit. So I'm taking this game as my game of the week.
I'm gonna say my game of the week, and what I think is going to be the best game is Minnesota and Baltimore.
Definitely. That's a great choice.
I think that's going to be a high scoring. Get your popcorn ready. It's going to be like 30, 37, 35. There's some weird numbers. There's some high scoring shit. But
That's fine.
No, but I think that wraps us up for all of our picks for the week, the game of the week. Anything you want to say to conclude your flu game performance, which I will applaud you.
Nah.
This man was dead. Not even we were going for an hour. So probably an hour and 10 minutes ago, this man was dead.
Yeah, dead. I'm keeping a buck with you, man. I appreciate this, the podcast, because like I definitely would have woke up last night and I would have been like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I'm not doing shit today. Like, I'm not doing that. But like, we made a commitment when we said we were gonna do this. It's 21 weeks, like 21 weeks in a row. Like, we're gonna be there every week. So like, as long as I got my 10 fingers and I can use my voice, I'm always gonna be there. So like, this is a shout out to commitments. Shout out to Paul, because Paul didn't press this shit even slightly. Paul's texting me like, "How you feeling, bro?" And I called his ass like, "Yo, let's knock this shit out, bro." Like, cause I don't see myself getting any better. Let's knock this shit out. Yeah. So like, shout out Paul. Paul was just like, "Hey yo, we were supposed to start at 1:30. We started at 3, and this was good. This is good." So shout out to anybody. If you have a commitment, bro, just do that shit. Do that shit. Do it. I promise you. I'm not gonna lie. I feel a little better. I feel a little better after doing this. I might try to finish my chicken soup and get another glass of OJ. But yeah, shout out the Totally Blitz podcast. That shit gives me a reason to get up in the morning.
Good to hear. Sounds like he's alive and well. Well, this closes us out. As you know, this was Totally Blitz podcast, where it's shots, smoke, and football. One of a kind commentary, as always. I'm Paul Pickham, Wyndham Concha, the man with the big beard, even bigger bankroll.
And I'm under the weather, Kev Waterboy Savoy. I would advise not to take any water from me for a couple of days. And shout out Totally Blitz, dog. Hey, look, I'm gonna knock this out because I saved the energy for this one. Saved the energy to get up and get my Falcons gear in this last outro. So if you watch this shit today, I'm gonna let you know now. Use a real nigga, because I was under the weather and I did this shit. And I'm gonna go watch the fuck out of this shit. Hopefully, I did great. Shout out anybody watching right now. Use a real one. If nobody else says that, I'm gonna let you know now. I fuck with you the long way. Shout out them boys. Shout out Paul. Shout out mental illness, because you gotta fight against that. Shout out Dollar General for being open early in the morning so I can go get some medicine for the show. But like, yeah, man, it's been a great day. I'm about to see if I can finish this Jerry Jones interview so we can have that bit posted before the games tomorrow. But hey, man, this has been another episode of Totally Blitz. Bitch.
Got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you can call them boy crap, man. This gang got